our school.
It is that time of year again. Now please don't hesitate to join the holiday show this year.
No one is doing your stupid show. Weaves.
What's your problem?
You're my problem.
You and your nerdy little friends.
Maybe you three should be with kids your own age.
Now, in the spirit of Christmas, you are going to work together. Now, you're going to make this the best show this school has ever seen.
Good morning, students. I'm filling in for Mrs. Mackey. The Christmas show must go on, after all.
How much more proof do you need? Santa Claus is in our school.
Okay, so, here, I just want to know who put her in charge.
If we can restore the spirit here, it can be restored anywhere.
We actually have a chance to do a great show.
We should do something. She can't win.
It takes a whole team to make a good show.
Things that seem different are not as different as they seem.
These kids are the key.
I know you're not letting all this holiday cheer get to you.
This feels like a naughty list level infraction.
We can't just sit back and watch the spirit disappear.
Each of us caring for one another. This is what the holiday spirit is all about.
I know toys and gifts are important, but so is this.
I don't know how we're gonna do this, but we're gonna do this.
These kids can save Christmas.
Was that your teacher? Substitute. The weirdest substitute ever.
He's Santa Claus.
Well, there we go. Thank y'all for being with us. And I just tell you, Geoffrey, Tommy, I've been watching you all for years on top of years. And just to chat with you all for a few moments, I am so honored. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you.
So let's just dive right into it. This movie really put me in the Christmas spirit. It really did. It made me think. It made me laugh. And it made me reflect as well. So within your characters as Mr. Christmas and also Mr. Burns, what are some things that you took away from your characters that you're now actually bringing on within yourselves as Tommy and as Geoffrey?
That's a good question. One thing that I came away with was this idea of like the older person working with the young people, which is something that I've done a bit in my life as a teacher. I've been a teacher, so I'm familiar with that. But there was something on more of on a spiritual level in this movie, in terms of him being a peacekeeper and a sage, and kind of a wise man in the situation. Someone who's a healing force among young people. And that, I think, is a very important role for an older person right now in the world, always really, but maybe especially right now, is for older people to set an example of wisdom and compassion, introspection, and generosity. Mm-hmm. So playing Santa Claus was basically a real upward calling for me, an upward call. So the bar, he sets a high bar. So I'm trying to live up to that in my real life.
What about you, Tommy?
I gotta say to that question, the same thing I take out of freaking every day, man. Is just another opportunity to do better. And I put myself in a position, when I say yes to something, to bring my best. Every time I do that, I take something away that I learned to do even better. So that was the takeaway for me. Usually when I have faith and I have trust in my own process, I always take away more, every single time. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to do to say, oh, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to do this. I'm going to take a chance. But it gets a lot easier when you feel comfortable with what you do. And you know what you bring to something more than what you're going to take away from it.
That does speak volumes because I feel like I got an early Christmas present myself as I was watching this movie and again reflecting. Not only as an award-winning social media talk show host, but I'm up for a Grammy this year, artist. So it's
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's why we do it. You'd have to have a movie to review.
To review,
you would have to have what's in this movie, right, to fit your agenda.
Yeah,
right. It's crazy, right?
Exactly.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, it is. And thank you for bringing that, because sometimes we go along in life and not take time to reflect. And again, this is one of those movies that allows you to do so, because so many things were happening. I'm not going to give it away, Think Fam, but there's so many things were happening along the way. I must ask both of you, what do you want for Christmas?
Ooh. Well, let me just, I'm gonna put this a little cryptically. What I want for Christmas involves American politics. Let me just say that it involves elements of American politics, and I'm going to leave it at that.
I hear that. Yeah. All I want for Christmas is to wake up.
You can say that like 5 more times.
Just give me to the field. Just give me to the field. Plexico Burris shoots himself in the leg. He goes to jail. He comes out of jail. I mean, he gets himself back together. He ends up in the Super Bowl. They interview him. They say, "What do you attribute this? Caught the last touchdown. You know what I mean? What do you attribute this success to?" He said, "Well, I got up this morning. I asked God, if you take me to the field, I'll just appreciate that right there."
You go. There you go. And just simply putting the last question, why should we watch this movie? Why should we watch this holiday feel-good movie?
Michael, first of all, you ain't got simple questions, okay? All right. So
hey, he's gonna win a Grammy, Tommy. Right. Let him ask as many questions as he wants.
People should a simple question. I'm like, no, your question ain't simple. All right, but we'll take it. You know what I mean?
People should watch this feel-good movie to feel good, and I'm not being facetious, but it's built into your question. Yeah, they will feel great watching this on many levels. So definitely must be seen by everybody.
Oh yeah. And, as an actor, I'm not going to do a movie without reading the script, and that was in there. I knew that this was going to help people. Sometimes I can read a script and I know it ain't gonna help people, it's gonna help my mortgage. So it's a delight when I have both. I gotta do the mortgage. I ain't gotta help people, but that's how I am. I have to. I gotta give love to get it.
I love it. There you go. Right there. You both brought your A game in this. So thank you for the laughs. Thank you for the thoughts. Thank you for the reflections. We appreciate y'all so much. Thank you.
And you scared me.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it. Nice to meet you, man.